The following contest is a street fight, refereed by PWA Hall of Famer Mike the Fitzpatrick. And Love Pro Wrestling 2022 Official of the Year, referee Stuart Garvey. Got me confused, like, why is Spencer being quiet right now? I get that look a lot, but a chant for your hair is always a reason for me to shut up. Maybe it's Garvey and maybe it's Maybelline. Making their way to the ring first!
Despite the chaos we just saw moments ago, I mean, is it possible we could take it to another level? Well, how about we find out? Rad's member T.Y. Jackson making his way to the ring. You will remember to last month, T.Y. Jackson, Michael Allen Clark, LPW Grand Champion, Zoe Sager, triple threat match. And these two just
making his way to the ring, representing the Rads and accompanied by Judge Ben Owen.
And the hatred that Michael Allen Richard Clark and T.Y. Jackson had for each other, they just couldn't stay out of each other's way. Zoe Sager, the smartest one in the room that night, she walked out as champion. So these two are going to settle it in a street fight. The winner, according to my sheet here anyway, Spencer didn't mention it, but on my sheet, the winner receives an LPW Grand Championship match next month. But these two, in spite of that, are just going to fight because they don't like each other.
And his opponent,
the man with the longest name in professional wrestling, longest reigning PWA champion of all time. And before Michael Allen Richard Clark makes his entrance, the plunder will come first, hurling steel chairs in the ring. And like I said, these two are going to get it on because they don't get along. Irish whip from Clark, dropping down. Massive back elbow. And they're starting off with some semblance of a wrestling match. I don't expect it to stay that way for long. Both athletes not wearing that traditional wrestling gear. Nice drop kick from Clark. Clark grabbing one of those steel chairs he hurled through the entranceway. Standing up on that stage area.
Get over here.
Got Clark enlisting the help of a young fan. And that young fan Irish whipping Michael Allen Richard Clark. And the boot into the skull of T.Y. Jackson, sending him down to the floor. If you're within earshot of me, I advise you grab your shit and move. I believe these two are about to go on a tour of our beautiful rec room in South Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I can't exactly see what's going on from my vantage point, but I'm sure it is gross and violent. Making their way up the stairs to the second level. Awfully close to, unfortunately, where I'm sitting. Clark looking perhaps to set T.Y. up. Vertical suplex on that hard, solid floor. That thud a sickening thud, if you will. T.Y. Jackson making a splat on the floor. Both athletes battling it out. Right to the right of me. T.Y. trying to fight up from underneath. Now they're to the left, to the left. Bouncing the skull off the table to the left. Mark stumbling down the stairs back to that ground level. T.Y. scattering the fans like Godzilla stomping through Tokyo. Handfuls of hair. Mark trying to put the brakes on whatever's going on and sending T.Y. through several rows of chairs. Every seat, a front row seat for this one. Inside the ring, what a novel idea, fighting in the ring. Curry. T.Y. gonna scale that top turnbuckle. Able to duck. If I can use the word Sabu as an adjective, Sabuing that chair into the face of T.Y. Jackson. Is that adjective right, or did I just come off looking really stupid? Whatever. It's not what this is about. Lighting up the back of T.Y. Jackson with that steel chair. Now driving it into the trachea of the member of the Rad. Nothing that Stuart Garvey can do, but count to three. Now that chair across the back of the neck, stomping. I mean, he knew this would be violent, he knew this would be aggressive. Now Clark, two chairs, trapping T.Y. Jackson underneath, and I think we are about to see an exercise demonstration. Everybody wants push-ups. That works, the traps and the lats and the delts, all that stuff I don't have. Clark digging out T.Y. from underneath all that steel. But T.Y. able to get the shoulders up. Fireman's carry T.Y. receiving a lot of punishment. Able to slide out the back door, hit that hard kick. Leaping into Gurry right to the ear. T.Y. able to swing the pendulum back in his favor. Standing moonsault, going for the cover. Two count, Stu Garvey. T.Y. holding aloft that steel chair, that sickening smile across his face. The Rads have been a terrible influence on this young man, and that is your receipt. Chair just as hard as Clark did moments ago, driving the edge into that rib area. That'll crack a rib in a hurry. Golf club? This is an unsettling amount of violence, and I have a feeling it's only going to get worse. And speak of the devil, and he will appear. This time the devil appears in the form of a 9-iron. Man. Solid drive down the fairway. That is the back of Michael Allen, Richard Clark. Eli going to that high rent district again. Perhaps looking for moonsault. Nothing but canvas for T.Y. Jackson. Clark a hole in that steel chair. He's going to skateboard that right into the skull of Jackson, who's now convulsing in the middle of the ring. And these two blame each other for not becoming LPW Grand Champion last month. What the hell is in that bag? Michael Allen, Richard Clark just produced a gym bag, his gym bag, perhaps. He looks pleased with the content. All right, we did some golfing. Now we're gonna do some bowling. It's like the Wii Sports death match. And the 7-10 split. T.Y. Jackson writhing in pain. You know, I shouldn't laugh because, quite frankly, it's not funny. Clark grabbing a hold of that golf club, and he's got another bag, and he has tennis balls swinging over. Swinging away with that golf club, those tennis balls at T.Y. Jackson. That's 2 minutes for cross-checking. And now, with that keyboard, we'll be logging on to lovewrestling.ca to read some of the great content that's on there. Oh, I think we just got a 404 error. Clever puns going to come up with in a match that's brutal. T.Y. Jackson, as much fun as we're having, he has been victimized by a lot of extra plunder, a lot of steel, a lot of wood. Clark wedging that chair between the top and middle rope. Eli got to his feet, but knocked right back down with that right hand. Clark with 2 more chairs, setting them up on the opposite side of the ring. I'm not sure what sort of diabolical nonsense he had planned, but there's definitely Clark with a pair of crutches across the back of Jackson. I mean, one or both of these guys might need those before the night is over. Bridging those crutches across those 2 steel chairs. I don't like where this is heading. Clark going for a walk. I'm not exactly sure what he's after. I mean, I shouldn't say that I'm surprised, but Michael Allen and Richard Clark has just secured a ladder, and a rather sizable one at that. That is a tall ladder being set up on that stage area. One end on the ring, one end on that stage. Looping up T.Y., sliding him down into the position he wants to be in, and now Clark going to climb that ladder. T.Y. back to his feet. Trying to put a stop to whatever Clark's got planned. He will pull him down from that ladder, luckily for him. Vertical suplex, Clark able to go behind. Jackson does the same. He's looking for a power bomb. Clark able to spin out into the fireman's carry. T.Y. Jackson went to the eyes. I mean, a wise way to escape that predicament. Not ethical, but I mean, what the hell is ethical in a match like this? These guys want to kill each other. T.Y. Jackson with that power bomb. The back of Clark's head hit that crutch. Man. This is messed up. T.Y. looking like he's going to go for round 2. Power bomb onto those crutches. My God. The crutches bending around the skull of Michael Allen Richard Clark. T.Y. going for the cover. Oh, and Clark got the shoulder up at the last possible second. I thought this was over. I think Clark in a bad way from those crutches still down on the canvas. Clark using those ropes to try to get back up to his feet. T.Y. waiting in position. Clark caught that foot coming in with that kick. I don't know where this second, third, fourth win's coming from. Slingshot into the corner, into that steel chair. I don't know if we've seen a match to the level of this violence in the history of LPW. We've seen some stuff. An assist from a fan at ringside holding that steel chair against the skull of T.Y. Jackson. Michael Allen Richard Clark across the ring. Hits that drop kick from across the ring, kicking that chair, that steel, into the face of T.Y. Jackson. More Jackson wants to continue, able to continue. But this is getting more and more uncomfortable as the seconds and minutes pass. I mean, I was having a lot of fun, making a lot of stupid jokes, but this ain't funny anymore. Clark has just emerged from behind the curtain with a table, because why the hell not? We've come this far. T.Y. running in. Tried that back heel kick with that chair. Maybe not the impact he wanted, but enough to buy a couple of seconds. He hit that twist of fate. Unfortunately, kicked the chair up from underneath him, but still, that move alone on the canvas is enough to do damage. Not enough to put Clark away. Maybe if he wouldn't hit the chair, perhaps we'll never know. T.Y. positioning that steel chair right smack dab in the middle of the square circle. Adding another. Heading out to get that third. Barely able to fold it back up. A mosaic of chairs in the center of the ring. And this spells bad news. Dropping the carcass of Michael Allen Richard Clark on top of those chairs, and T.Y. Jackson gonna climb to the top of that ladder I got a real sick feeling deep down in my gut right now. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. Clark up to his knees. Jackson perhaps took a bit too much time. Clark fired that chair in the midsection. He's going to follow TY up that ladder. Oh, man. Standing on top of that top rope. Got a hold of TY. Superplex on TY into those chairs. I mean, the back of Clark's head hit the chairs as well. That was just a no-win situation for everybody. You know, I try not to curse. I don't think it's gentlemanly, but man. And TY got the shoulder up. I mean, the rest of his body didn't move, but just enough. But that shoulder got off the canvas. And this insanity is going to continue. Clark introduced that table, and he's going to be the first one to set that bad boy up inside the ring. He's going to lay the prone body of T.Y. Jackson on that table, and he's going to head up to the top. Ben Oman has emerged, has skulked out from behind that curtain, grabbed a hold of the ankle, and now the attention of Clark has been turned onto Ben Oman. Ben Oman just threw a fireball into the eye of Michael Allen Richard Clark. Did you see that? T.Y. Jackson kicking that chair into the side of the skull of Clark. Ben Oman in the ring. I mean, it's a street fight. There's no rules. I mean, I could smell the hair, the burned flesh of Clark from here. Ben Oman directing traffic, saying not the turnbuckles. Use the ladder. I mean, it's easy for him to say he's not the one that's got to do it. Repositioning that table. Just heaving that chair into the face of Clark. I don't want to play anymore. I want to go home. The battered, beaten, and burned body of Michael Allen Richard Clark on that table. T.Y. Jackson high atop the rec room. Swanton bomb onto Michael Allen Richard Clark. Table didn't break, but who gives a shit? T.Y. Jackson wins the war.
Your winner and the #1 contender to the LPW Grand Championship, T.Y. Jackson.
Are you not entertained? T.Y. Jackson won the match. I don't know if he knows he won the match. The bits checking on Michael Allen Richard Clark. I mean, he's still covering his face from that burn. Very, very unsettled feeling in this room right now.